All Souls Day. All Souls Day, a Christian observance with deep historical roots, is a day dedicated to remembering and praying for the souls of the departed. The history of this day is intertwined with the development of Christian beliefs about the afterlife, the intercession of the living for the dead, and the practices associated with honoring and commemorating the deceased. The origins of All Souls Day can be traced back to the early days of Christianity. In the early Christian church, there was a strong emphasis on the resurrection of the dead and the belief in an afterlife. However, the exact practices and customs associated with commemorating the deceased evolved over time. The earliest known precursor to All Souls Day is the Feast of All Martyrs, which was celebrated in the Eastern Christian Church as early as the 4th century. This feast was dedicated to commemorating all the martyrs who had died for their faith. Over time, it expanded to include not only martyrs, but all the faithful departed. In the West, All Saints' Day, which is celebrated on November 1st, has its origins in the 7th century, when Pope Boniface IV consecrated the Pantheon in Rome as a Christian church dedicated to Mary and all the martyrs. This was done to provide a place for the relics of martyrs who were venerated by the early Christians. This feast was originally celebrated in May, but was moved to November 1st by Pope Gregory III in the 8th century. The association between All Saints' Day and All Souls' Day began to take shape in the early medieval period. All Saints' Day honored the known saints in heaven, while All Souls' Day was introduced to remember and pray for the souls of the departed who were believed to be in purgatory. Purgatory is a state or place of purification for souls who had died in a state of grace, but still needed to atone for their sins before entering heaven. The earliest recorded mention of All Souls' Day, the Western Church, is found in the writings of Saint Odilo, the abbot of Cluny in France. In the 10th century, Saint Odilo initiated the practice of dedicating a specific day for praying for the souls in purgatory, which gradually led to the establishment of All Souls' Day as a universal feast in the Western Church. All Souls' Day gained widespread recognition and acceptance over the centuries. The Council of Basel in 1431 officially sanctioned it, and the Council of Trent in the mid-16th century reaffirmed its importance within the Catholic Church. The Church's teaching on purgatory and the role of prayer and good works to assist the souls in purgatory became more defined during this period. The customs and traditions associated with All Souls' Day have also evolved over time. One of the most enduring traditions is the visitation of cemeteries. People would go to the graves of their loved ones to pray for their souls and often bring candles, flowers, and incense as symbols of remembrance and respect. This practice is a way of physically and spiritually connecting with the deceased. In some cultures, such as Mexico, All Souls' Day is part of the larger Dia de los Muertos Day of the Dead celebration. This vibrant and colorful holiday features sugar skulls, marigold flowers, and ofrendas altars that are set up in homes to welcome the spirits of the departed. In summary, the history of All Souls' Days intertwined with the development of Christian beliefs about the afterlife, the intercession of the living for the deceased, and the practices associated with commemorating the departed. It evolved from early Christian traditions related to the commemoration of the dead and became a distinct feast, closely associated with All Saints' Day, dedicated to praying for the souls in purgatory. Over time, it gained recognition within the Catholic Church and has been marked by various customs and traditions that reflect the cultural diversity of those who observe it. All Souls' Day continues to be a day of remembrance and prayer for the souls of the departed in many parts of the world.